Alright, boys and girls, I seem to do this video every year, and I never fully come clean as to who I am or the shit that I've been through and what's worked for me. But I made a promise to God, the universe, the higher power, the rock in the ground, whatever you believe is greater than yourself. I believe that we all have something greater than ourselves. I also believe that I'm one of the great ones. I also believe Alexa is one of the great ones, and there's a reason why we are together. So I feel that reason is to help other people. It's kind of something I've done for a really long time. It's probably one of the least selfish acts that somebody can do is to worry and concern themselves about another person, in my opinion. Being able to help out perfect strangers or people on Facebook or people who reach out to me through social media, or being able to put out a video on my YouTube channel that gets tens of thousands of views or hundreds of thousands or even millions, reaches out and helps others. I don't know how many people that I've affected in my life, but I could tell you just on my YouTube channel alone, it's definitely within the hundreds of thousands. That's fucking awesome. That's the type of reward that money doesn't provide. I don't care if I was making $1 million a month. It's still not the same as the reward of knowing that I was able to help somebody. Now, I've helped people in many ways just through my YouTube channel. I've helped people obviously lose weight. I took weight loss to an extreme level. Most of you guys know me at 400 pounds. And now here I am, standing here nice, tall, broad, strong. And altogether, I think I lost like 205 pounds exactly. I got myself down to a weight that I thought in my mind I would be happy at, and I wasn't happy there. I had to put weight back on so I can be happy to be where I was at. I'm pretty happy and satisfied around 210. That's my shit. Anything below that, I just feel bleh, and I'm scrunched in the face. I look like a drowned wet weasel. Now, besides from all that, I have an extreme personality, and I take things to the next level once it piques my interest. No matter what it is, whether if it's weight loss or muscle building, or I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't want to be a bodybuilder because I know how extreme I would take that. I get lost sometimes in the things that I'm interested in because I have a lot of passion. I have a lot of passion for hobbies, things that I do, a lot of passion for people. But one thing, like I can switch hobbies from this to that to this to that to this to that. I could say one week I want to be a photographer, and I will go out and spend $15,000 on camera gear within a few months. I'll find a way to make it. Or I don't know, it's like another like weird hobby. I don't know, I built a whole gym. I think we did good, but I didn't take that to the extreme. I wanted to build a bug out vehicle. Actually, I'm sorry, I wanted a camper, but I actually ended up building a bug out vehicle because I was just where I went mentally. But my point is, guys, is that I'm the type of person that doesn't want to do something unless I can put my heart and soul into it. And that's the attitude that I have always had with my business. That's the attitude I've always had with my YouTube channel. It's the attitude I've always had with relationships. I was in a relationship with my ex for 19 years. And like, here we are these days and age. Who the hell stays together that long anymore? I'm really, really good at relationships because I'm passionate. This also goes for friendships too. But I'm a Sagittarius, so like if you piss me off, I have no problem cutting you out and just being like, piss off, I never want to see you again. Because I'm strong-willed, strong-minded. But I wanted to do this video to talk about myself so that you guys have a better understanding of me. So I'm going to come clean with shit that I've never come clean before about. But I want you guys to just hear out my story, not to feel sorry for me. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. Believe me, I live a badass life. Life is great. But to show that I want to empower people, and no matter whatever I've been through, I'm sure that somebody else out there has been through it or even worse. And we're not here to compare stories. That's not my intentions here. My intentions are is to show you that no matter what, we can always rebuild and recreate who we are. That's really weird. My phone just glitched. That was kind of weird. So, let me just talk a little bit about that, guys. I find that if I work out and talk at the same time, gets the blood flowing, makes the brain process things a little bit easier, as opposed to just sitting on a couch or sitting on my desk talking or going for a drive. I like this. This is good. I could be myself here. So, anywho, when I was about 7 years old, I started my day like every other kid. Wake up in the morning, put on my sweatpants, pull them shits right up to my neck because it was just a cool thing for me to do. Maybe get a bite to eat, go to school. That was pretty much like my daily routine. Come back home, eat a little snack, jump on my bike, go for a bike ride. I'd be gone almost all day. It was awesome. But I was still overweight because my parents owned a grocery store, Hilltop Grocery and Deli. Well, I never had the childhood that a normal child would have because of that business. I don't blame my mom. As a matter of fact, I learned so many life skills from her that I apply today as an adult, and I can't even begin to thank her enough about it. But when I was 7 years old, see, my parents were very much into running their business because that was what they did. I was just kind of like always left in the house. Well, I was not neglected. Definitely not neglected. But when I was 7 years old, I went through a lot of sexual abuse. And it lasted till I was about 12 years old. And that was something that I buried in the back of my head and I never spoke about until I was in my 30s. 39, by the way. Can you believe this? This beautiful, charming face with all this beautiful skin. This little tiny patch of gray hair is bullshit. I can't stand it. This is my bad side. This is my good side, see? So this, is 39 years old. 39 is best fucking shape of my life. What took me so long, right? So anywho, I went through a lot of sexual turmoil as well as physical abuse. Sometimes it was forceful. Sometimes I would just be like, fuck it, I gotta suck it up and take it. It was a much different time. Back then, you didn't talk about your feelings. Back in the 80s. Back then, you weren't allowed to, especially if you were a boy. And if you did talk on the topic, everybody would tell you to shh. We don't talk about those things. Nowadays, I'll post a fucking porn on Facebook and not even care. Be like, haha, look at my meat just swinging in the breeze. But, anyways. So I'm not going to call the person out who did it, but I just say that that person is no longer in my life. But it wasn't until I was in my 30s was when I actually made that decision to remove that toxic person from my life. When I did speak about it, it was the first time I ever spoke about it. And it, like, destroyed my mother. Had she known about it, she would have had arthritis in her trigger finger. Because I guess I come first. At the time. My mom's got grandkids and they come before me because I'm an adult and I know how to handle my shit. And she knows that. She doesn't need to worry about me anymore. She's good. Thank God. But anyways, so it like broke her down. And she couldn't believe the things that I was telling her. When I was at the age of 14, I lost my virginity in a threesome with this person. And I was 14, the girl was 22. Wasn't an easy thing. But of course, at 14, your little wee-wee gets hard when the wind blows, so you think it's okay, right? I was brainwashed to believe that if I ever spoke about it, I was told that I would be the one to get in trouble because I was the person participating in it. I was told that besides the fact that I would get in trouble, people were thinking that I was gay. Throughout my teenage years, questions. Because you look back at it, and you don't talk about it because you're not allowed to talk about it. But you look back at it, okay? And you ask yourself, why? Why did this happen to me? I didn't ask for it. I sure in the hell didn't want it to happen. I never wanted it to happen. It was a horrible thing. Especially not understanding or not knowing what's going on. Not understanding, oh man, I just pooped and I pooped blood. And I can't say shit about it because I would get in trouble. I was a kid. As an adult, it's much different. Especially these days. These days, you talk about everything. These days, people get offended for the littlest shit. Grow up! Oh my God, grow up. You guys, some of you guys, were worried about Elmer Fudd having a gun chasing a rabbit on TV. But yet, you'll go ahead and play hours and hours of Call of Duty, and after you sniper somebody's brain, you run over and you teabag them, and you laugh about it. Your generation is screwed up. I'm trying not to curse. Your generation is screwed up. Look at my vein. Look at my vein popping out of my head. I'm so irritated about it. But anyways, I hope you feel much safer now that Elmer Fudd doesn't have his 12 gauge. We live in a much better society because of it. Because he's disarmed. So, like I said, throughout my teenage years, I was always questioning things, questioning myself, because this is something kind of hard to talk about for most people. For me, it's gotten easier because I talk about it freely now. And I want to help others. And I want people to come full circle with themselves and be realistic with who they are. So, in my teenage years, I would ask myself, well, I remember back when I was 7 years old. Why did I get a boner? I didn't like it. It was forced on me. Well, because the body doesn't know the difference. 7 years old. What the hell does it know? When I was 14, things were a little bit different because, like I said, when you know what sucks? My fucking daughter's 14. I cursed. Trying not to. My daughter's 14. That drives me nuts. Thinking about what I went through at 14 by making, I wouldn't say a bad decision, because it was partly like forced on me. Partly. It was so weird. So weird. It was pretty much like, yo, let's go smoke a blunt. You're going to become a man. Hey, baby, get over here. Show me your boobies. You're 14. Doesn't even matter if she was attractive or not. It wasn't the best time in my life, but I've used all of this to create this little environment of myself. And I went through a severe bout of depression. I became addicted to Xanax. My doctor at the time just, here's Xanax, here's Xanax, here's Xanax. Hey doc, I need more Xanax. Okay, yeah, here you go. Hey doc, I don't think the Xanax is working anymore. Just take some more, here you go. We're gonna write you a bigger script. Take more. I was starting to have panic attacks. Panic attack over panic attack over panic attack every day. Several a day. And every time it would be a little bit different. It'd get a little bit stronger and stronger. Sometimes it would be heart palpitations, hard breathing, heaviness in the chest, full heart attack symptoms. I'm talking pain shooting down your arm, pain shooting up your neck, whatever. Full heart attack symptoms. Sometimes I would feel like I was going nuts. Sometimes I felt like I had to run. Then I developed agoraphobia. Agoraphobia, wow, I can't even believe I'm even talking about this, but this is who I am. I'm going to be open here. Agoraphobia is when you're afraid to leave your property or afraid to leave your house. I became very fearful to drive vehicles, unless it was for work. So pretty much I became like the perfect husband. I sat home day in and day out. I worked. I paid bills as I could. My ex always knew where I was 24/7 because I was here. The house was clean. I would cook meals. I would take care of everything. It was simple. However, though, the big problem was in the relationship is that partly I was absent. So I didn't like to go to the store. I didn't want to go here. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to avoid crowds. Walmart was the worst for me. And, she went ahead, she did this, she did that, whatever, on her own. Well, eventually, she just started to assume that I was just always going to be stuck in the house or stuck at home. So she went ahead to do her own things. So it was very difficult for the both of us, as a matter of fact. I can understand her side of the story, for sure. Like, her views, I get it. But I think it was what she wanted. Because what woman really wouldn't want some of that? Not all of it, but some of it. And she was never able to help because she was never able to understand. Now, also at the time, I wasn't able to even speak about these topics because, yet again, the time that I grew up, you don't talk about things like this. Like I said today, it's much different. Somebody looks at your ass and you're going to have them arrested for sexual harassment. Much different times. I think that's why our generation can, we're just so different. But, so anyways, I started to have anxiety attacks and I started to stay home. And then my doctor kept on giving me more and more pills. And I felt like a zombie. I had no emotion whatsoever. None. I'm talking oh, my arm's on fire. That's cool. I feel it. Wow, look at that skin boil. It's cool. And that's what that shit did to me. Well, long story short, after about 10 years of that bullshit, I finally said I had enough. Called up my doctor. I said I want it off. I want to be normal. I want to be able to feel again. I didn't have any emotion. For my ex, that was perfect for her because she's not an affectionate person. She is who she is. And I'm not putting her down. I'm just saying she's not an affectionate person. So I said to the doctor, I was like, dude, I want to come off of it. He's like, just stop. What? Just stop. Yeah, it's fine. You can do it. You don't just stop taking Xanax after 10 years, every day, 4 pills a day. You don't. I decided to close up my shop because I knew what was going to happen to me. I'm not a dumb person. I decided to close up my shop for 2 weeks. Told everybody, leave me alone. Told my mom, I said, Mom, if I call you up, I may need your help. I may need your support. She's like, okay, whatever. And there were a couple times when my mom came over to help me out, clean up the house. Oh shit, ice just fell back there. It scared the hell out of me. There were times like when my mom would come over to clean up the house or help me with Savannah or whatever. I'm very thankful, blessed to have her. Our relationship is very odd. We can call each other on the phone, have a perfectly beautiful conversation. Everything go perfect. Next conversation, we're at each other's throats. We're screaming at each other. We're saying the most horrible things to each other. And we hang up the phone on each other. 10 minutes later, hey, Sean, what's up, Ma? You'll never believe what I just watched on Air Disasters. As if it never even happened. It's a very odd, but awesome relationship. Maybe it's the Italians in us. I don't know, but it's great. I couldn't ask for anything better. But, so, anyways, coming off of the medication, I laid on the couch for 2 weeks, pretty much having a conversation with shit that wasn't there. It was so hard to come off of Xanax unsupervised by a doctor. I no longer go to that doctor, by the way. But I'm not going to narc and say who he is. Because that's another thing that we don't do either. We don't snitch. We keep our damn mouths shut. We don't see nothing. We don't say nothing. We don't hear nothing. It's just our generation. So, yeah, we're badass. So, yeah, coming off of it was really, really difficult. But it got so difficult for me that I literally tried to commit suicide. So I sat there and I thought about it more and more and more. I thought about the future. What would happen? What would the world be like without me? What would my daughter be like? What would happen? I decided the world would be a much better place without me existing. I'm nothing but a burden. I'm nothing but a pain in the ass. If my significant other person doesn't love and support me, then who will? If my significant other doesn't want to be intimate with me, then who will? I felt completely unlovable. I didn't even feel this tall. I felt microscopic. Didn't even matter. Long story short was I followed through. I followed through with my actions. But not in the same sense that you think. Because this was a turning point in my life. A major turning point in my life. I killed myself inside that night. Right before I did it, I felt this little breath in my ear, and it was warm. It wasn't cold like everybody thinks it is, or says that it is. Maybe it was a different type of situation as opposed to what people say. You know, people say, oh, I feel death, I feel cold, I feel this. I didn't feel that. I felt the most comfort I've ever felt in years. Finally, I had a break. I was able to just, and I wasn't sure if I was dead or if I was alive. But I felt this warm breath in my ear. It was so realistic. And it said to me something that I can never come up with. I'm a creative person, but I can never come up with this. It said to me, you're happy, you're healthy, you're wealthy, you're strong, you're Sean, you're free, and so would be. And it was so realistic. I knew what the fuck I heard. I turned around. I was like, yeah? Nobody was there. I felt a hand on my shoulder. I heard what I heard, and I felt breath in my ear. I didn't smell anything though, which was kind of weird. I wonder if heaven has an odor. Imagine if it'd be like Febreze. Oh, no, do you know what would be sick? Is if heaven smelled like gunpowder and gasoline. Yeah. That'd be awesome. So, that morning, I found myself at my desk crying nonstop for 6 hours straight. It was like years of crying. Tears that were never shed all came out of me that night. 6 o'clock in the morning, I heard my ex-wife. She says, I'm leaving for work. See you later. I said, okay. And she went ahead and she left. She went to work. She didn't know what I was going through. So, that day changed my life forever. I was a smoker, 2 packs a day. USA Gold Menthol Light 100s in a box. I went to light a cigarette and I felt disgusting. I'm not a smoker, I said to myself. What the hell is this? Ugh. Threw the whole pack away. Haven't picked up a cigarette since. We're going back 39 now. We're going back 11 years ago. I learned that I was going through a spiritual awakening. Every once in a while I would feel anxiety. I would replace my negative thoughts with, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm strong, I'm Sean, I'm free, and so it be. And I said it repeatedly in a mirror. I even wrote it down over and over and over again. I knew that I had to brainwash myself. If I'm going to be this new person, I need to brainwash myself. I started to eat right. I started to exercise. I stopped smoking. It just all felt natural. Like it was just coming to me. And after years of being, as far as I see it, after years of being dead, I was finally alive. Within the first 6 months, I lost 100 pounds in 6 months. I was running from doctor to doctor. They're like, bro, you got cancer. We need to like, check this. We need to check your liver. We need to check your kidneys. We need blah, 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 blah. You white blood cells. Blah, 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 blah. Doctor was freaking me out. I'm not even going to lie. I was freaked out. Homeboy had me in panic attacks. So one day I decided to go to a therapist. But this time I was almost 29. So we're going back like 10 years ago. Okay. Decided to go to a therapist. Okay. My therapist says, Mr. O, you have a lot going for you. You got the house, you got the cars, you got the business, you got classic cars, you lost weight. What's going on, buddy? I look at that therapist and I said to her, she looked just like Nanny McPhee, by the way. I told her, I said, if you're going to work with me, I want you to work severely aggressive with me. You don't say that to a therapist who's been in the market for like 150 years. She was an old chick. She says, you want aggressive? I said, yeah. She goes, well, hold on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Whoa. I wasn't expecting her to dig up what she dug up. She goes, I want you to draw me a picture. Anything you want. So I went ahead and I drew a picture of my childhood living room. She says, Sean, what made you draw this picture? That's where I said, I don't know. You told me to draw a picture. I drew a picture. What do you want from me? Why didn't you draw a picture of a car? You like cars? I don't know. Made you to draw a picture of the living room. I used to call her Nanny McPhee. Honestly, Nanny McPhee, I don't know. Talk about a mind hump. Sean, you drew a clock on the wall. You put the little hand on the 7, the big hand on 12. What happened to you at 7 o'clock? I said to her, it wasn't what happened to me at 7 o'clock. It's what happened to me between the ages of 7 and 12. What the fuck? Whoa! Subconscious dig up! Oh my God, look at that vein popping out of my head. Like, what's up with this vein today? I don't know. Wow. Was it an answer from an angel? Was it the answer from God? My significant higher self? Was it my subconscious mind? She claims it was my subconscious mind trying to come out of me. She said, talk to me about it. Man, I opened up to her like I was on fucking Barbara Walters. Bombarded her with so much information. She's like, you know what's going to happen now? I said, what? She goes, your anxiety attacks are going to be very, very severe within the next, couple days. I was like, oh, great. You sure? Why? Because I feel better talking about this. I can't believe this. I feel great. She said, because this is your first time ever you were able to speak of it. This is your first time ever in your life that you faced it. And she made me talk in great detail everything. The most dirtiest shit that happened to me. Every feeling I had. The things I felt in my mind at the time. She hypnotized me to relive everything. And then she said to me something really interesting. She said, we only have 4 pockets in our pants. 2 on the sides, 2 in the back. Whatever we decide to fill our pockets with is what we decide to carry in our life. So, in reality, I keep a cell phone in one pocket, money, cards, whatever in another pocket. Back pocket, maybe a wallet. Another back pocket's going to be, car parts, zip ties, nuts and bolts, whatever. So she says to me, you're only allowed to carry 4, maybe 5 things in your life. You're carrying your friends. You're carrying your family. You're carrying your desires and dreams. It's your decision to what you're carrying next. You're carrying your sexual abuse with you, and it's weighing you down, and it's holding you back, and you forgot that it was even there. Well, I started to let that go, and I started to talk openly about it. I decided to tell my mom about it. Of course, broke her heart, but I'm really happy I did. And I'm not happy I broke her heart. I'm happy I spoke about it, but I was really happy to see that my mom was very concerned about it, and I didn't mean to break her heart at the time. I didn't mean to make her feel what she felt, but I could tell you that my mom was definitely never, ever once a failure as a mother. This wasn't her fault. It was just an odd time for people. Back in the 80s, you don't talk about stuff like this. I told my father about it. First he called me a liar. Then he said, oh, you're dead to me. Because it was from another family member. Very, very close live-in family member. That person has actually coached baseball, has coached hockey, has coached many of your kids. He now sells drugs to kids, youths. It's pretty cool of him. He also makes edibles. I heard they're really good. You guys should contact him. Lives up at Stony Creek. So, with that, yeah, I felt free. Felt like that was it. But my panic attacks did get a lot worse, just like she said, for about 2 weeks. But then I developed new ways to beat panic attacks and anxiety and depression. So, I'm going to tell you guys how I did it. Spiritual connection worked very well for me. But there are other ways. Positive affirmation. Positive reinforcement. Being positive upon yourself. Love yourself. I'm getting kind of chilly in here. It's 63 in here. But anyways, love yourself. Diet and exercise plays a massive role in how you feel. The levels in your brain. People say, oh, you got a chemical imbalance. Learn to control your chemical imbalance. Harvard did a study, took 50 patients who were clinically depressed. I'm talking like they were institutionalized. That type of depression. They actually they went through an experiment. The experiment was that they were to sit in front of a mirror for 10 minutes a day for 21 days and smile. Just smile. 10 minutes a day. They were activating their muscles. They were taking their thoughts and they were converting their thoughts into something physical. Stand straight, stand tall, back straight, chest up, titties pointed straight. Just smile. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So, 45 out of the 50 patients actually removed themselves from medication with the supervision of their doctors, of course. Unlike me, who's just like, I'm just going to go curl up in a ball in a fetal position and talk to Barney, who was not there. So, that's one way. The other way is if you go into a panic attack, you must realize that nobody ever died from a panic attack. Long-term anxiety disorders will cause heart conditions, will start to cause physical decay. One thing that you could do is grab your left wrist, squeeze it as tight as you can, just like this. Breathe deep. This is a military thing. This is what the snipers use, SWAT team, things like that. Breathe deep. Or Navy SEAL, sorry. Fuck SWAT team. Squeeze your wrist. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in for 2 seconds in your nose. Breathe out of your mouth. 4 seconds. Breathe through the lowest part of your abdomen. Fellas, breathe from your balls. Ladies, breathe from the cooch. Do this for about a minute. Just breathe. Shut off all sounds. Yourself a nice quiet environment. Just breathe and relax. Focus only on your breath. Know that you're okay. And that you're definitely getting enough air. And that everything is going to be okay. And that the feelings that you are feeling right now is just temporary. They're going to go away. There's nothing wrong with you. You are not alone. Millions of people suffer from the same exact things that you're feeling. Sometimes it's a heart attack symptoms. Sometimes it's a feeling like you're going crazy. Sometimes you feel like you gotta run away. Sometimes you just feel like you're crawling in your skin. There's no escape. The feeling is just, I don't wish it on my worst enemy. I really don't. It's like you're crawling in your skin. You're afraid to live, you're afraid to die. I get it. I understand it more so than what anybody would ever think. dealt with it. And the way that I dealt with it was breathing exercises. Then I discovered seasonal depression. Out there. That's a window over there, by the way. 17 inches of snow. We're not getting sun. 92% of the people in the northeastern hemisphere of the United States are clinically depressed because of a vitamin D deficiency, because the sun is not shining. And we are not being active. And we are not being social. We're also not eating right. We're eating processed shit every day. Well, you guys are. I ain't. Check my Starbucks coffee. Black. It's probably the most processed thing I have. Eating right. Dieting right. Exercise. I've been sitting here on this treadmill for over an hour now. It's my second video. I don't even realize it. Walked 3.62 miles. Just talking to you guys. After my muscle workout, of course. My lift workout, I should say. Eating right, diet, exercise, vitamins are huge. Water is a big thing. Sleep. If you are having problems sleeping, look into melatonin. If you are having problems sleeping, exercise. Put your mind in better places. Instead of exerting your energy in a negative way, worrying about what this person thinks, that person thinks, what this one says, that one says, put your energy into something more positive. Put your energies into your dreams. Take your dreams and goals, make them real. I don't care if your goal is to attain a cup of coffee every day. If that's your goal, you achieve your goal. That's great. Do that for a little while. Set another goal. Well, I would like a new pair of shoes, but I don't want to take any money from the household. Okay, make it a goal. Start returning bottles. Find a way to make money so you're not going to take it out of your house money. Then treat yourself and buy yourself a beautiful pair of shoes. So, being selfish sometimes is actually the least selfish thing that you could do. Makes you a better person. Because if you are happy, then that means that the other people around you are happy. If you yourself are happy, you can be a better person. People don't give a rat's ass about how much money you make, the car you drive. People don't care about the clothes you wear. This Time Warner shirt, I don't even know. I forgot where it came from, but it's not mine. It's comfortable and it's warm. I'm very thankful for it. Keep being thankful for everything. Be thankful for the eyes that you have to watch this. Be thankful for the ears that you have to listen to me. Be thankful for the fact that you know people. Be thankful of everything that you have. When you start becoming thankful for everything, and you start dreaming, and that's where you put your mind, your subconscious mind will take over. When I was sitting there at my desk crying for 6 hours, I envisioned myself, this person that I've created today. I started to write down in a journal everything that I wanted my life to be. I wanted love. I wanted affection. I wanted attention from my significant other. I wanted to have fun with my daughter every day. I wanted to have financial freedom. I wanted to live in a house that has wood and rock, brick. I wanted to have this beautiful boat. I wanted to have a beautiful car. I envisioned myself walking places, holding two hands. The hand of the person I love and the hand of my daughter. I wrote every single detail down in a journal. Like I was like a 10-year-old girl writing about waiting to find her Prince Charming. He's going to arrive on a white horse, and he's going to be having his blue pants on, and he's going to have gold around his neck or whatever. Seriously great detail about everything that I wanted in my life. I picked up the book, the journal, recently. I fucking have everything I wanted. And then some. I wanted the perfect relationship. I didn't have that with my ex-wife. I think it was just too damaged on both of our ends. So, she wasn't the right one for me. It was a blessing in disguise when she left. Honestly, I wish her the best of luck. I really do. I'm going to keep my personal opinion to myself about her life right now, because this ain't about her. But my point is, everything I wrote down in that book, I have today. And then some, like I said. Just so happened to be that my ex was not part of it. And it wasn't that I wanted her to go. It's just that she wasn't the right one to be the provider of my dreams. Now I got this beautiful, incredible, amazing blessing of an angel who is perfect for me. And I can't get any better because, to me, in my eyes, she's perfect in every way. Her flaws. We had an argument today, and I'm still saying that she's perfect. We had an argument today over the most stupidest thing. Look at that vein. Ooh. Oh, it's the pre-workout. That's why the vein's popping out, because I got pre-workout in me because I was lifting earlier. That's great. So, yeah, she's the best support system I ever had. She's been there with me as I made my dreams come true. As I've rebuilt my life, she's been with me every single step of the way. She's been my best friend. So, before I get off track here, Jesus Christ. Yeah, my point is that my sexual abuse was like the third worst thing that happened to me. I'm not going to discuss the first and the second thing, but it gets worse. But point is that when I started to get to the root of the problem, the unnecessary baggage that I was holding with myself in my subconscious mind, and I started to learn to let it go, I haven't had a panic attack since. I haven't felt depressed. I haven't felt anxiety. Every once in a while I get stressed, sure. Sometimes my anxiety goes up a little bit. It happens. Learn to let it flow. Learn to let it come in and say, of course I'm feeling depressed right now. Of course I'm feeling anxious. I haven't seen or been with my family in weeks. And there's no damn sun. I mean, it's shining today a little bit. It's nice. But there's no damn sun. I haven't been outside. You walk out there and it's so cold, you freeze like a freaking popsicle, whatever. But of course you're going to feel that way. You live on sugars. You live in a box. You talk on a box. You text on a box. You look through a box. You eat through a box. You drink through a box. Everything in your life is a box. Another thing that really worked out for me too was just being in nature. Just going outside. And I discovered the reason is for this. Because when you're outside, you see the trees, the grass, the earth, the rocks. Everything has a vibrational state. Don't believe me? Look into the science of it. This is not even spiritual. This is factual. This is scientific. Everything has a vibration. Okay? This cup I'm holding, even though it looks kind of solid, it's a bunch of microns that are just shaking super fast. It's a vibration. Even the hardest substances on Earth, the atoms that create it, are just vibration. So, learning how to be in the right form to alter your own vibrational state. That is by going out into nature. See, grass doesn't struggle to live. Trees, look at these trees, they're beautiful. They're 120 feet tall pine trees standing there, 16 below, 25 below, just being all like, I'm a pine tree, what's up? What's up, Bo Bird? Want to sit in the nest? Here you go. Sit in the nest right under there. They're mighty. The vibration that a tree puts out has been measured to be like one of the strongest vibrational forces on Earth. Not even kidding you. We're surrounded by them. It's great. When you put yourself out in nature and you're walking, you have the grass, the trees, the plants, the animals, the squirrels. It's all vibrational state. And it's only one vibration that everything has in common when it's in nature is life. So when you are out there and you're walking, all of a sudden your depression goes away. Not just because you're walking, but it's because you are surrounded and we are bombarded by so many things that are in the correct amount of vibrational state. And it alters our vibrational state. So, this is God's honest truth. They did another study, Harvard, yet again, these guys are great, where they took two plants. Actually, they also did it with water too, where they actually froze water. One of them, the water that they were freezing, both of them perfectly controlled environments. One of them had positive affirmations playing, on a loop. You're beautiful, you're lovely, you're this, you're that, blah, 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 blah. The other cup of water had people screaming at it, putting it down, telling it's crap, telling it's, it's negative this, negative that, blah, blah, blah. Because see, we are humans, we are negative creatures. Like it or not, we're born to be negative. It's up to us to change that. So, anyways, within 24 hours, only 24 hours, they open up the freezer. Guess what? The water that had the positive affirmations froze like a crystal. So pure. No purities in it. No bubbles, no air pockets. None of that. The other one, they open up the freezer, it was slush. It was just cloudy, gross looking slushy water. Same controlled environments. The only difference is one had positive affirmations. The other one had negative affirmations. Or negative, I don't know. They're not affirmations. I forgot what the hell they're called. But anyway or another, we are taught to be negative people. You wake up in the morning, before you even get up out of bed, oh, I don't want to get up. Oh, I'm tired. Roll over, grab your phone. Oh man, it looks like it's going to be snowing out today. I'm tired. My body aches. Oh, I don't want to go to work. Oh, I really don't want to get up either. Oh, no, I got to get up. I guess I got to go brush my teeth. Oh, God, the fucking dog's already starting. That's like 7 things. You didn't even get out of bed yet. The average person has 60,000 thoughts a day. 60,000, and they say 90% of them are negative thoughts. So we're just naturally negative creatures of being. What do you think is going to happen to us? This is why cancer is on the rise, heart disease is on the rise, drug abuse is on the rise, people are overdosing left and right, depression, anxiety, fear, stress. All this just goes on and on and on. You pick up your phone, you look at the news, and it's this guy is doing this, and this one's doing that, and you don't agree with it. And then, this social media person or whatever is telling you to think like this. And, oh man, it just sparks up more and more anger. What the hell do you think is going to happen? You need to filter yourself, protect your family from all this negative garbage, all this negative outside influences. Those are my tips. If you want to talk spiritual stuff, we could talk spiritual stuff. Get yourself some sage, light it up, go outside, sage your body, open up a couple windows in your house, run around with sage all over the place, say a prayer or two, say, listen, dear God or dear God or Heavenly Father, please send down your Archangel Michael, set him out, place him upon a roof, keep my family in this house protected from any negative beings, any negative energy, any bad luck or bad vibes, anything that doesn't suit this home without purpose. And anything that is in this home right now, I request that you leave immediately. Go back to where you come from, where you will be welcomed back with forgiveness and love. Then start to forgive other people. Forgive yourself for the bad things that you've done to others, and forgive the other people who have done bad things to you. So I'll tell you what happened to me, the people that done me wrong, especially when I was like 7 to 12, guess what? I forgive them. Because I have the skill to be able to preach this stuff onto the next person and help the next person. I've helped so many of you people out, like it's goddamn ridiculous. I walked like 4 miles. It's like ridiculous, the amount of messages and the amount of time that I have invested into strangers, or people I never met, or people that heart my stuff here and there, or I heart their stuff here and there. Like I can't even keep track, but I don't care. It's not about that. My reward is knowing that I was actually able to help somebody and help change their life. That's my reward. I don't do it for myself. I do it because I made a promise. I made a promise to God. I said, if you help pull me through, I promise you that I'll spread my knowledge to other people. And that's exactly what I've been doing ever since. I just haven't done it I haven't come out like this ever. This is the first time I ever talked like this about my topics, but I also haven't done a video like this in years. So I think that I really, really hope that this helps people. And if you are sexually abused, talk about that shit. Come out with it. We are in a age where we have a phone. And there's a lot of help and there's a lot of information out there that can help out so many people. Don't be quiet. Don't be silent. It doesn't matter if you're a boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, whatever. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Don't ever be ashamed. Don't ever be embarrassed. And sure in hell these days, definitely don't ever be scared. Because I didn't have that option when I was growing up as a kid. You guys have a blessing. So that's my intake on the sexual abuse part of it. But as for other things, find what you're holding and just let it go. Allow yourself to allow a panic attack. Why did I used to have panic attacks? Because I used to fear them. Why did they get worse and worse? Because I used to fear them. What the hell was that? Is that gray hair? Yeah, it's a goddamn gray hair. Goddamn, I need to take care of this crap. So I used to fear panic attacks. Every time I put the fear in them, they got worse and worse and worse. And then eventually, nowadays, I feel a panic attack coming on. I'm like, I'm ready, bitch. Give it to me. And it goes away. The hell? I was getting ready to jump on the elliptical and go for an hour straight and have the energy to do it. Nope. Because I didn't put fear into it. And I said, yeah, dude, you're going to have a panic attack. 3 days ago, you went through some bad shit. And allow it to happen. I gave myself the permission. I'm like, all right, buddy, here we go. Damn. Just a little bit of chest pain. That was disappointing. So you got to alter your brain not to be afraid of it. You got to realize that you're a badass. Be positive about yourself. God, you're fucking beautiful. Every one of you. I don't even care. You got shit growing out of your head. You're overweight, whatever. Or maybe you're too thin. Or maybe you just don't feel pretty enough. And maybe your significant other doesn't make you feel pretty enough. That's bullshit. It's a fucking cop-out. Or maybe you're not happy in a relationship. Or maybe it's this. Or maybe it's that. Or I can't change this. I can't change that. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I will tell you to change your mindsets. If you're unhappy in a relationship, you don't want to leave because of the kids, you got a fucking anchor baby or 2 or 3 or 10 or 4 or whatever, then that's completely your problem. But make the best of it. Make the best of it. If you don't want to leave, if you don't have the courage to leave, I get it. I understand it. You don't have the financial means to leave. You don't have a place to go. You don't have a place to stay or whatever. You know, you don't know what to do. You worry about the kids, you worry about court, you worry about this, you worry about that, blah, 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 blah. Million things. Then you know what? Make the best of it. Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Worry about your children. But be positive. Completely change your mindset. Like I said, if I feel like an anxiety attack's going to come on, I'm like, bring it, baby. And then it never comes. Because I changed my mindset. It's simple. Change your mindset. Brainwash yourself. Go to sleep at night listening to positive affirmations. They're all over YouTube. I love them. Alexa calls them my lullabies. But next morning, Alexa and I wake up. We're like, ooh, we are ready to start the day. Babe, let's go get our coffee. It's something that we do every single morning. It's our tradition. I love it. I love spending time with her, having that morning talk. We go, we get our coffee. We come back home. Still amped up because we fell asleep listening to positive affirmations. And we hit our gym. And we work out. And we become like strong, sexy fuckers. And come on, we're beautiful. You're beautiful. Stay positive and love yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, you sure in hell ain't going to love anybody else.